There we go. All right. The end of the session closed pretty much down at lows. Yeah. And then we opened back up last night, overnight, slow sideways, tested above this little bit of swing point going into this morning, and now this is where we're at. Did take back a big, most of that move. Reversed from this poke through, held. Coming back down, retesting the breakout level. See. Did take back a large portion. I mean, the whole move from cash session, but overnight move is pretty big too. We got Powell speaking too this morning at 11, so probably gonna end up being patient for the first 30 minutes, unless a really good setup happens or something, but market's probably gonna wait for him to speak. We'll see. I do like that we regained above that swing point, but do we hold it? I'm not sure. Yeah, we have Powell and pending home sales, and then that's it during my session. The chart won't load. Hello? Chart? Hello? What the heck? What is going on? This is a slight inconvenience. Good morning, dude. The chart's not really working. The worst possible time. Oh, it's trying to load in. It just loaded in. Whew. Was struggling. So we've got Powell this morning at 11. So probably gonna, unless something is like really, really good, probably gonna be patient. We'll see. We got a nice gap up. We're kind of opening literally right above our price action from the Friday session. We broke above it a few minutes ago and we back tested, and that's kind of what we're testing right here at the open. Oof, man, my stuff is delayed. I don't know what's going on. Looked to draw that line and it showed up a couple seconds later. Important day today on the daily chart. I mean, I feel like depending on how this daily candle closes will give us a pretty good insight on if, you know, quick COVID dip scare chart kind of lined up with it and we're going to recover quite quickly, we're going to hold, or if we are going to actually make like, you know, leg or two down. Be interesting. Interesting day. We barely checked above that 5-minute swing there so far. I'm not sure what Powell is speaking about today, though. So we did extend up and fail the extension. Came right back down. Broke through the swing low. At a pretty critical level. That's a pretty bearish pattern at a very, critical level for me. Failed the retest. Come back down. It's already tested these tops, and that was the reaction we got above into this area. Could see a pullback a little bit deeper now to test some of the lows of these swings, maybe. Unless it gets caught relatively quickly. That's what I would anticipate. A move down, test somewhere down here. The low of this range. Big candles so far this morning still. Sitting here on 4-point candles on the 1-minute chart. Or bigger, 5, 6. Got some momentum to the downside here. Might get a momentum trigger play. My moving average isn't on the chart. Or is it? Oh, it is. It's just way down there. Okay. Okay. It's taken back that quickly. Went one tick higher so far. 2. Okay. Still closed right down on its lows. Little area of congestion here. There's definitely both people. It's bouncing price back and forth. See if there's any kind of extension failure to the downside to get long off of. But be patient. Only gonna take something if it looks really good, because like I said, I'm not sure what to expect with Powell coming to speak at 11 and don't really even know what he's speaking about. I just know that when he speaks, I don't trade. Okay. Push below. Didn't get a lot of follow through yet. Did fail, closed bullish, we're getting follow through. $30 seconds left on the 5-minute candle. Try to see where they close it. It's trying to potentially reverse down here. Wasn't a level that I was super interested in. I was more looking at the lower side of the ledge here, but check just below. Sellers are still pretty strong. Never actually did even break the high swing. Really low risk entry down here. It's a good reaction if you limit it in down here. Wouldn't want it to come back though like it is. Trying to test again. Really struggling to get back above that 40-50. Price is kind of contracting here. Went one tick above our inside bar, but didn't achieve anything other than that. Did close back at its high. I'm not super interested though in a long. If I were to have got in, it would have been on this one, and I just wasn't really convinced yet. And then the follow through that we've gotten is kind of stagnant for what I would have wanted anyway. I would have probably ditched the trade by now. The longer it spends here, I'm like, maybe we're just barely gonna check above if we do, and then maybe continue to the downside. I would have liked it to, like, you know, recheck once and then show the imbalance and it start to go the other way pretty much right away. We have an inside outside inside candle though. Tight little trading range, really. 4 points. You're gonna check below. There it is. So we never actually even broke above that swing point, so seller's still very strong up there. Finally caught back up to our moving average. That was a little bit closer near the low. It's kind of almost like, you know, the top of the bottom third of that previous range. Didn't really go underneath any of the swing points though that I would have expected it to check, but you know. We're 12 minutes from Powell speaking. What a reaction. It respected that 20 catch up, like, woo. Right back to this previous level. Didn't fail at the underside of it. Kind of checking the middle of it right now. Seller step back in, same level. Right back down. Quick moves. Yes, home sales are at 11 as well. Yep. I think they're at 11, right? Yes. Oh, you have PAL at 1600? Maybe mine's scuffed. I have PAL. Mine says 8 minutes away. Fed Chair Powell testifies. I have it at 1600 as well. You are correct about the 1600 one. I wonder if he actually is speaking at 11 then. I use the economic calendar on investing.com. I'm not sure what he's testifying about. I just know it's rated as a triple star, so those are the events that I usually look at. I'll be cautious in case. Seems like there's people that are trying to get in on bids and like prices being held up, but there's definitely, when it reaches these higher prices, all of a sudden there's big sales that fill up real quick. I'm not too convinced of either direction. Although the 5-minute chart is one timing to the downside so far. We haven't had a single 5-minute candle go higher than the previous. Last one now just closed as an inside candle. There we go. First candle then. Make a new high. Come check above this previous little level. Hitting it on the head to the tick so far. 40.50 still. See if we can get a little bit above it. Well, I'm not going to take a position with 3 minutes till 11, so I'm going to look real quick here. See if we can find... Yeah, it's true. I was looking for a live feed of it somewhere. The only thing that popped up was Bloomberg's channel. Actually, we'll listen for a sec and see. Do you have somewhere that you know it'll be streamed to if it is?
New world.
The world is changing.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any of this. Got it on another screen here to see if he pops up. It's just blah 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 right now. No, I don't have one either. Usually I end up YouTubing it when I know he's going to speak, and there's usually often channels, lots of channels that pop up that I go through, watch through. Pending home sales, man, those numbers are big. 7.5%. They were expecting 0.9%. It's a big difference. A big difference. Oh, we did finally check above 4050 just though, eh? And it's getting rejected so far. Not seeing anything, man, to be completely honest. Maybe mine is incorrect. It's a pretty big thing to be incorrect about. I can't find anything on it. Five-minute chart trying to gain and hold the moving average, but it also came back to the perfect spot. You know, we're testing the underside of what we lost right at open. Found slight bearish candle after the break here. One more follow through, rejected a second time. Definitely looks bearish to me. The double test above that area. Nice. You shorted 41. Beauty. Yeah. Nice short. Yeah, nice short. Second test above that level. It did get rejected right away. If it truly holds and gets rejected, we could see a retest of our low, which would then look bad on the 5-minute chart for, you know, another leg down, but good follow through. We didn't get a test of the low and then a nice buy up candle, so could be a decent opportunity to short again on a retest if we get it. Maybe we don't get it. That's a nice 2-bar close on the 5-minute. I don't like that it has a big wick above though. I prefer that to not be there. I will say that if this wick wasn't there, visually for me, I would sell this retest. But I'm not going to because of that. Still, ultimately, I would sell the retest expecting another leg down. But did not present perfectly for me, so that's okay. That's a-okay. Ooh, we checked one tick lower, eh? One tick lower, and I'm not a big fan of shorting for the continuation down because of this. The retest. They like that one tick poke. Not gonna lie. No follow through though. Never got a trigger candle off it. Retest the same low. Oh, yeah, it held. Trigger happened a candle later. Took 2 candles. Gonna end up doing a 2-legged pullback on the 5-minute chart. I liked that. It was kind of something that happened though quickly, and I was definitely not ready for it to stock this trade. I noticed it was happening, but at the same time, the way that it developed didn't really give me how I would want it to get in. It did give me the 1 tick poke. It did give the trigger candle within the 2 candle limit, but I would have had to break. The only way to get in this for me would have been to either break out by the 1 tick above or grab the pullback after those 2 things had happened. Pullback never happened. It squeezed straight up. So breakout trade would have been the only option. And then at that point, my risk was too big. We were at like 5 points of risk. So almost a setup, but no setup. We've got 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. I would want this 5-minute candle to not break this low. For continuation up, looking for a target up above like 43 something. Same kind of thing though, this pullback. Just feel like it's probably not going to come within my risk tolerance. I'd have to buy higher and just have like a cash stop. Visually, I think if it does come within my risk tolerance, the candle's not going to look the greatest. It's going to be presenting completely different. It would have to test and then basically close back up high quickly, show demand. Well, the market definitely didn't react like Powell was active at 11, so I guess unfortunately my calendar baited me. It baited me. That's all right. Well, that's like literally like the perfect reaction from the pullback. That's not the perfect follow through though. That's for damn sure. We got a 1 tick poke below. We're reacting from that 1 tick poke. Didn't hold. One tick lower. The longer this is taking, and especially after this just happened, it's making the 5-minute chart look worse and worse for me. I was expecting a second leg up, but I was not expecting as much of a sell. Figured it would have tested it up relatively quickly, but it didn't quite happen that way. These candles are big. My style of entry is too late to the moves for the current price action. We're kind of moving from extreme to extreme, back and forth, and a lot of overlap candles. Would have to be limit ordering in kind of the extreme instead. That was good follow through after that next check down. Maybe we will actually get our official second leg up here. We're kind of, we do kind of have higher lows, but it's almost flat topping. We're not really achieving anything anymore. That 1 tick poked up, closed the opposite way, or testing the opposite way, sorry. Still holding, I guess, for now. Last 5-minute candle did close up. The market is definitely trying to come back up and get above 42.75, but We're definitely struggling. Yeah, that is something that I'm working on, to just be like, oh, it's okay. And, you know, there will be a price action set up for me that will happen eventually. So, you know, just wait rather than taking a larger risk, you know, kind of almost a FOMO style entry, right? You're like, I really want to be in, but it didn't really set up the way that I want, and then forcing it. I will say though that my review is showing me more and more that I need to not be missing as many trades as I am that I want, because yeah, the math is working out well in my favor. I just need to be truly accepting the risk and pulling the trigger again a few times, you know, when they're there properly. It was a beauty retest of that one tick poke. We have congestion though, like the lines are kind of got like rising support, maybe, but not so much on the top side. We're like wedging. Man, this chart is, well, my chart failed to load properly this morning, and then I opened a new one. It's like updated. It's different than the original chart. Some of the buttons are a little different. There must have been an update. My platform's kind of being fucky. Is Ray in here? No, I need to set it. Must be. Horizontal line. Oh, there. Finally it drew. Still kind of respecting this wedge. Ultimately on the 5-minute chart, still validating, you know, that two-legged pullback to the upside. Hasn't really changed context at all. I will say that if we get above 42.50, complete the two-legged pullback, and get negative price action, it'd be a great short location for me. But it would have to be like a failure to break out above, you know, a test and fail. We wouldn't want to see it spike above it at all. But we'll see how it plays out here. Kind of messy through here for me. There has been a couple trades if I were to limit, like this one right here. I could have limit ordered in a sell after we got that one tick poke, because it did follow through and then give a pullback. But the rest of them, not so much. Same thing here. Like I liked this one tick poke, but I didn't really get a good entry setup confirmation until it was way too late. So that's okay. Yes, absolutely. Yep. Tough to trade for me as well. Very rangy through here. And it's just kind of going back and forth quite quickly. How's our volume holding up this morning? A lot. 263,000 contracts A period. 150 in B. That's a lot of contracts for the price to not have continued in the direction it tried to go. That is interesting to me. Normally that size of contract count, you would have seen a larger move. So that's interesting. Finally breaking out of this wedge, maybe. It never achieved a two-legged pullback with a higher high. It ended up making a lower high. Back down testing below a day. Seems like we want to break low a day here. Ooh, music got so much louder. This playlist does that. Calm down. What do you use for economic calendar one time for your news? There's our new low a day. So we're back, we are to the low of this range, which is kind of what we expected originally. From the failure of the break up top, failure to hold the retest of the top, makes sense to now check the other side of the range. Makes sense. We fail to hold somewhere through this range, and I'd be interested in much lower prices, really. Or I would expect much lower prices. Did get a nice sell-off candle with an inside bar. No, one more test below though for a possible reversal play. Oh, a quick rejection from down there. Comes back up. All right. Had to step up for a second. Put some wood in the fire. Winter time is upon me. It's a great spot for this to come check for short. I don't like that 5-minute style reversal entry. Come back up, check just above this little swing, test the moving average, gave big bearish reaction. Dang, it just keeps going. Reactions are just like to react and full move all at the same time. Keeping me on the sidelines. We reversed. We done one push down, two push down. That's our third push down now. Still within this range from overnight. Checked below a little bit of these swings. Still within that range though. For now. Ooh. Are we gonna hold the same low or are we gonna keep going? I like that we've done 3 pushes down. We are downtrending. We're holding the downtrend. We're getting close to checking underneath the that range low from overnight. The histogram volume is very low through there. Minimal trading was done through there. I feel like that's where the market wants to test. Just below 46.20. trying to get there anyways. It's pretty good follow through. We are finding buyers or profit takers somewhat, but not a good 2-bar signal for me. And again, we did check underneath some of these lows, but the way that we've pushed down, I would rather see it under 46.20. At least check under 46.20. I might not get it though, but that's the area that I'm a little bit more interested in. It's a pretty decent 2-bar reversal at a good location for a short. No follow through before the pullback though. So it's just an inside bar really. Be patient here and see if it does one more try. If we get one more try and rejection, be on board. This fails here, comes down, gives follow through. Quick buys. Quick buys. Wow. See what it does here on second push. We got a double top to the tick so far. And then rejected. Thirty seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Rejected to the same. So the second leg up ended up being a double top instead. It is a cheaper limit order entry for a short. At the same time, is this going to W and this is the retest and it's going to hold? Certainly looks like it's squeezing some shorts right now. That's for for sure. Do we check above and then fail? We still have not checked above. Found more sellers at the same spot again, it looks like. Now. The price action today, like it's testing spots that I like, or that I've like grown interested in as we've been trading, but the price action that ends up presenting is it reacts from the levels very quickly and goes too far away from where I'd be willing to take an entry from. In the past, these days that happen, I end up, there's been times where I'll FOMO into the trade on larger risk. You know, maybe it already went half of the move I expected after, if it held a certain location, and then I would kind of chase the move and get caught a few times. Then I give back, you know, a day or two's worth of profits off trades that really I probably shouldn't have taken. So I'm trying really hard to sit on my hands today. While there's not been like there's been a few times where it's been really close to getting me in, but not all the way. Still testing that same high. If we get just above and reject, not a bad looking short. But if we break above this with any kind of confidence, 5-minute chart's done 3 pushes down for me, kind of accumulated down here. I expect then, I mean, we'll move right back up to 32, 33, test that swing point, test the moving average, and it'd be a kind of a different deal. But we'll see if it actually gets above 29.75 with any kind of conviction, or if it rejects it. If it rejects it early, like it barely gets above it and gives a good signal, then we can short off of it. But that would be the only thing really. And then the goal for that entry would be to ultimately push and check a new swing point on the 5-minute chart. I like the looks of a short just above 75. If it happened the right way on the 5-minute chart, it lines up nice too. We'll see. Ready in case, but not going to force it unless it's perfect. So we barely tested above. Let's see if we fail there or if we actually get a little bit of a push above. It was 2 ticks so far. Okay, no signal yet. 2-bar trying to form off of there. Oof. Whew. Volatility there. People interested. So yeah, I did not really set up short the way that I wanted. And now we've gone up high enough. Now we're hitting the moving average. So we're watching for a different theory than at this point. Still not breaking above 5-minute swing point yet, but gotta wait. We were kind of wedging like we were here, but looks like we broke up so far instead of down. So we had our little pop, closed as an inside bar at the top here. Oh, Trade alerts. Trading view. Okay, so I like this inside after that pop. Double topping so far. I'd play this as a reversal pattern as well from this location if we test a tick or two high and reject back below this inside candle. I could play that, but the higher and higher it goes without giving me the short entry that I'm really looking for, the less likely, you know, almost got to be flipping long pretty soon. But just nothing yet. Being patient. Big chillin'. Didn't end up checking above, ended up flat topping again. Inside candle should have led to some continuation, and the continuation stalled at the same tick again. Now we're lower than that inside candle. So potential reversal pattern, but again, didn't happen off of a extension first. It happened off a double top exact. So not perfect. How's your trading session going one time? Did you end up taking any more trades after your original short? Just one still? Yeah. Cool. It's good discipline. Been stalking this short for a while and it just keeps kind of proving me wrong. Not really getting what I want to see. We're testing the high of that swing point now. 34.75. Continually teased the short setup and then never really had the follow through that I've been looking for. The real setup either. It's always been flat tops or lower highs or something. It's never given me my extension and then failure setup that I look for. So I mean, that tells me that longs are stronger down here for sure. 5-minute chart looked so bad, or bearish, shouldn't say bad, bearish for another extension down, but kind of respected that third push, and now we're kind of coming back up. We're testing the extreme right now of this swing. It breaks back above that. We could keep going. I would expect some form of pullback before we keep going, but longs are definitely oh no, I did not see your calendar link. Can you relink it? There's the breakup over that small swing point. Longs were definitely in control from down there. Pulled back up above the third push down. Off of a dump and then higher low. I actually can't see it. I wonder if the chat is like not allowing links. Let me see here. You just did it again? Yeah, I still don't see it. So for test purposes, I'm guessing that there's a setting somewhere that I'm not aware about that's not allowing you to link it. You see it because you linked it, but I'm guessing it's like a safety feature. So if there was other people in this chat and someone were to link something, people couldn't see it to click on it. Try to just give it to me, but erase like the .com part or whatever and see if it doesn't understand that it's a link, and we'll let it go in. You know what I mean? If you don't mind. Let me try this one time. No, I still do not see it. I'm trying to see if I can make you like an approved user. So it won't do that. I can't even figure out how to do that. All the options it gives me are bad things. I can kick you, I can report you, I can ban you, I can do all that stuff. I don't want to do that. I want to do something good, man. Just let me do it. Interesting. Yeah, don't see it. Weird. MQL5. Okay, I'll Google that. Oh, I found it. Calendar. Okay, yeah, I see. So it literally looks pretty much exactly like the one that I use, except instead of it being 3-star, they use a red square instead. Gotcha. Cool. Thank you. I will bookmark this. Yeah, filter for US only. Yep, for sure. Thank you. All right, so we've broken up above here now. Kind of chilling up here now. Pretty rangy. I mean, my thoughts are definitely slowly changing to more interested in a long, but on larger time frames, we're kind of like, I mean, we held the low of this range and now we're on our way back up, but we're kind of in the middle of this range now. I like that we're above the swing point for liquidity. And if I got a failed extension here and a good setup, I would take the short, but I no longer would be looking for the short, to amount to a 5-minute new low. I'd be looking for it to amount to a 5-minute pullback, and that would be pretty much it. So still could get good risk to reward, but then I'd ultimately be looking for a long opportunity on a pullback, I think. Yes, thank you. Good call. Good call. The market has really stuck today to equal levels. It's kind of wild. Like another one right here, the double top to the tick, and then now we're getting sell entry, but off the same tick again, always. Not clean price action for me. So we've kind of got this inside candle, the high of the bull candle, into the liquidity, but then, right, this guy never makes the extension. He just pulls back. Doesn't look like I'm going to get the short setup that I looked for, but I am potentially interested in a long if it's set up right. Yes, for sure. Yeah. Oh, coming right back aggressively off that moving average touch. Trying to really hold that. Right back to the high. Do we print above 37 and a quarter? Hit 37 and a quarter exactly again. There we go. One tick higher. Woo! Retesting that one tick higher. Closed as a doji candle perfectly. First break of trend line. Test extreme. Like, I'm fighting the FOMO here. I wanted to hit the ask right here just because I've got a few of the check marks, you know, for a reversal entry, and I can get it in right now at very minimal risk, but I can tell that I'm doing it just because of that factor. Looking at the 5-minute chart and stuff, I really don't like the visual look of it. I feel like I'm kind of just putting it in because I can. So I'm not going to for that one reason. Visually, I don't like it as much as I would want to, so. Yeah, that's no problem, man. Hope you have a good day. I'll be here for you on Wednesday. See, I'm glad I fought the urge, even though it even started to follow through and made me want to FOMO even more. I just didn't like it. Like, there's certain things about it that I liked, but visually on the 5-minute chart and stuff, I just don't like it anymore. So, yeah, exactly. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to grow that confidence. It's the other voice too I need to listen to, the one that's like really telling me that those times that I love everything about it and I'm like, man, I really want to be short or I really want to be long. Need to listen to that one too. It's easier for me to listen to the one that I don't put the trade in. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, you know it. I'm gonna remove this because that did not apply. That was a great cheeky entry there. Underneath some of that, bait in some more shorts, instant close the other way. A great limit order location for a long, especially after I was completely changed my opinion of going short up here because it did not follow through the way that I wanted at all. So our next swing point then is the top one. Pulled up, made a low, the higher low. So really for me, it's here. Regain. Probably be a little liquidity pocket above a couple of these and below this one. So in this little pool here, but ultimately above it would be more. A little bit of a pullback happening again. We did successfully actually pull back and hold a new level after we broke above and did go higher. Would like to be able to see that level hold now. So if that level fails to hold, then we have a potential reversal setup happening on the 5-minute chart then, which would kind of flip us to short again. The situations would be either we extend up off of holding this low and continue. Maybe it breaks below. We do a quick 2-legged pullback down, still ultimately holding this lower level, and then come up again. One tick under that 1-minute pullback level. It did hold. Yep. Nice. Yep. And broke into that next liquidity pocket. A little bit of a sell-off, maybe approaching the 12:30 close. Ultimately, though, it did hold that 5-minute swing point, and we did go higher. Really low risk, high reward entry potential there. Risking off that swing point. Couple ticks, entry, damn. Tested that same swing point from earlier to the tick. 4250. None of those 5-minute candles went lower, I don't believe. So it's all still actually part of the same leg for me in my leg counting, which technically we have done 3. 1, 2, 3. Decent little recovery though. We had that sell-off on Friday. Market took it all back, and then we've been range bound overnight. This morning, market opened up above the range. We checked the low of the range. We held it. So, I mean, it makes sense now that we've held for the market to come back up and probably go higher than this morning's high eventually. It's kind of how I'm reading it. We didn't lose that range low. And if once we get back up above 46.50, we've then kind of confirmed maybe hold the bottom of that range, and maybe we can start to climb back up. It was a quick move down. We can confirm that we hold down here. It could be a quick move back up too. Kind of my thesis so far that I'm leaning towards. Looks like this market wants to get above this swing point before it rests. I would anticipate some profit target there. That's where my last profit would be if I were to be long from down in here. I'd be expecting a test over that swing. There it is right there. Still ultimately holding this swing point down here. Maybe the market takes a rest from this location and we get a little bit of a more pullback, or maybe it takes this quick move quickly. There would definitely be profit taking here though. Quick test above again. Yeah, pullback keeps going. Do we keep going? That pullback got bought up pretty quick. That may be the trigger that we're going to take back this move quickly. Actually get up back above, make a new high a day, maybe? I'm glad that visually and mentally I was able to stop looking for shorts and like understand, you know, change mindset a little bit here. The market was telling me a completely different thing. When my shorts continued to not set up the way that I wanted, it was a good indication that the market was going to test higher. So I didn't really get, you know, big opportunities to get long for me either, but at least I didn't get caught taking improper shorts. So that's kind of a win in its own for me. $46.50 high a day. We're kind of, this move's getting a little steeper. Definitely looks like we were taking this back pretty quickly here. Price action we got when we broke above the high. A quick dip, instant buy up. Yeah, makes sense. Gained increased volume too in the last couple candles on that push. Picked up good amount of buys off that breakout above there. Pulled back, tested the top, found buys again. We got one tick above. Some rejection. We're gonna finally get a little bit of a pullback. It's happening in the right location. I expected some stall up here before we broke high a day. Didn't even trigger. Signal, no trigger. Bulls are too strong. $12.50 almost. Wonder if we're gonna break above high a day before 1 o'clock. It's not looking like I'm gonna end up with a trade today. I don't think that I'm gonna trade in the last 10 minutes of my time here. Nothing's really set up today properly for me, the way that I really wanted it to. So I'm glad that I sat on my hands. I stalked a few trades, but it never really was like, bam, you know, should have been in here. I didn't even really circle anything that I was stalking and waiting for and then just didn't pull the trigger on. None of it. Like there was one opportunity back here quite early this morning, which I was anticipating another leg down, but it never quite gave the setup that I was looking for to get in on. So even that is a questionable circle. But I remember here we were debating taking a long, and I liked that one tick poke, and I liked the level that we were at the time. Was trying to break below and then holding. So I would expect a test of the extreme. To be honest, I would have been looking for it to go a little higher, but it couldn't. But the candles were so big. You're looking at like 4 or 5 points worth of risk buying above a candle high. And the candles that came down and tested that one tick below, it never closed and just set up clean the way that I would want to see it. So unfortunately, no opportunity really. Every time it got close to setting up for me, never quite got it. When I was ready for this 5-minute chart to do a 2-legged pullback, never completed the set. Well, it did do a second leg, but second leg was a lower high. So it's the same concept of as a lower or a higher low when it's the other way. I struggle to get involved in them because I'm always anticipating it to do that next little check, you know, hit those round of stop outs, hit that round of pain before it truly goes in a direction. And it never did. So not really the greatest trading today for opportunity wise for me. So I am really glad that I didn't get cut up a bunch taking, you know, trades that would have cost me money that I really shouldn't have been taking, because there will be another trade set up tomorrow. Maybe we get a couple of trade setups, and that'll be great that I avoided the randomness of today, because that is in my past and in, you know, my journaling, the two hurdles for me are, I mean, they're all psychological. It's I fail to take the trades that are truly there because maybe I took some losses or something beforehand and was struggling, whatever the reason may be, but I fail to pull the trigger every time when it's perfect. And then when it's not perfect, I will pull the trigger. Because maybe I wait, like today, maybe I waited a really long time, really wanted to get in at least one trade, and maybe I end up forcing something that's not perfect. I mean, it almost happened back here, I think. It was somewhere through here. There was a situation where I was really stalking a short, but it didn't quite set up. Oh yeah, it was at the top of like this 5-minute accumulation zone through here. And it almost set up right, but not quite. And then visually, when I was looking at the larger time frame, I was like, man, it just doesn't look right. There's a few factors that just aren't quite right. So I didn't pull the trigger. And it was good discipline, it was good control as far as that goes. So now my next objective and my next goal will be the next time the market does give me clean opportunities. Maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's not. I need to be able to get back on board and pull the trigger like I'm supposed to. We had a couple green days in a row. Not huge green days, but they were, you know, at least somewhat consistent from trading disciplined. So I'm hoping that, and those green days actually had a couple opportunities in it that I did miss. So I could have had a few extra trades in there too that would have done well for me, but that's a different battle all on its own. But today was good that I didn't give back all those profits taking trades that I shouldn't have taken. That was the main win of the day. No trade setups that were clean, no trades got taken. So I'm pretty happy about that all on its own. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna walk away and be smart here. If anybody's still trading the rest of the day, be safe, be smart. Good luck. One time, you have a good day tomorrow, dude. And yeah, I'll be back at it first thing, same time again tomorrow morning. See you Wednesday, bud.